Yeah, hi, I'm here.
Hello, hello. There we go. Whenever you're ready, if you want to start sharing your
Hello.
screen.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. Okay, let me know when you can see that.
Sure. And it's full screen. Perfect.
Okay, great. Well, thanks everybody for having me here today. I'm glad to be here. We're going to talk today about something a little bit different than you may have heard from HPE storage in the past. We're going to talk about our Store Ever portfolio, but really about the solutions that we can provide to your end user customers. Now, many of you may have been around for a number of years, but maybe not all of you. And I know from looking at Linus Tech Tips on YouTube that the idea of putting data onto tape is something that is new to a lot of people out there. And that's exactly what we're doing, just like you would have with your VCR under your TV. Instead of actually recording a TV show or a movie to play back at your convenience, we're recording data to this tape in order to be able to do a data restore and bring your data back again. Now, many people might think this is old technology, been around for a while. And honestly, I've been selling this and working with this since 1997. And there's all these myths out there about tape. And I just want to kind of bust a couple of these tips because we often hear that tape is dead. And nothing could really be further from the truth. If you look at the graph there to the right, we are up and to the right almost every single year. As a matter of fact, in 2019, we sold a record amount of storage on LTO tape. Now, 2020 obviously was a little bit of a down year, but we're expecting 2022 to be a very strong year for LTO tape once again. We often hear that tape is unreliable. And the reality is losing a piece of data on tape is 1 to 10 to the 19th power. That is actually 10,000 times stronger than an enterprise level SATA hard disk drive. So it's nearly impossible to lose data off of a piece of tape. But I also hear that tape is slow. And the reality is, if you look at the graph there, it's actually very, very quick. Some of the bigger challenges we have is getting the data to the tape drive fast enough. And so we look here, we can see that LTO moves data about 300 megabytes a second. So very, very quick, faster than an ultra fast SSD. And then I hear these comments about, well, it's really difficult to find a single file on a piece of tape. And I'll grant you that's true. It's not really what tape was designed for. Tape was designed to move large amounts of data at a very high rate of speed. It's not really designed to find a single file on there. I kind of equate it to complaining about not getting your groceries into your Ferrari. It's really not what the Ferrari was designed to do. However, we do have a technology that was launched with our fifth generation of LTO called LTFS. Basically takes that big piece of tape and turns it into a flash drive where you can drag and drop files back and forth and then share those files with others. And I've got lots of great examples of how that's being done. Now, what I want to do is step through a couple of slides here. And really, what my goal here is to get you interested in this. And if you see some solutions here that can solve your customers' problems, I'd love nothing more than to work with your sales team and do a full in-depth training on the entire portfolio and how to sell. But let's talk about a couple of things here. So LTO tape is very secure. We introduced encryption at the tape drive level in LTO4. So all the data is encrypted on there, done at the tape drive, as I said, so it doesn't impact the CPU resources by using a software encryption. It also is used to create an air gap. An air gap is data that is not on the network, and it helps to protect against ransomware. And we're going to talk about that in one slide here. It's also very, very low cost. One of the things that we talk about is a research that was done out of the University of California. It was done at their Berkeley location. And what they discovered was that data that sits on a disk array is never accessed after 90 days. So 80% of data on a disk array not accessed after 90 days. So the question becomes, why is it out there? Why not move some of that data off to a lower cost solution? And tape is a very, very inexpensive place to hold on to that data, particularly for long periods of time. Now, we're talking about very dense here too. So with LTO9, which was recently launched, we're talking about 45 terabytes on an LTO9 cartridge. With our tape libraries, specifically our MSL 6480, as I have here, we can hold up to 16.8 petabytes in a single rack. And it's all expandable. Adding more capacity can be as simple as adding more tapes, or you can add an additional module to one of our MSL tape libraries. It's also very green. We know that the energy cost to cool a data center is very important to IT administrators, and LTO tape is 50 times lower in energy consumption than a hard disk drive. So what are we using LTO for? Well, this build slide kind of talks to some of the primary uses. We do backup and recovery. So we put our data on the tape. We have a failure at the server or at the disk tray level. We play the data back again and put it back out, and we get back to work again. In a general archive environment, you're holding on to data for a long period of time, and again, at a very low cost. Plus, data on LTO tape can last for as long as 30 years. And then we know there's a number of compliance archive issues that have to be addressed by businesses as well. And what we mean by that is the government has regulations that require certain businesses to hold on to data for predetermined lengths of time. And again, at 0.003 cents per gigabyte, it's a very inexpensive place to hold on to that data. But you know, there's a lot of vertical markets for LTO as well. And I wanted to introduce some of those to you as well. So life sciences and high performance computing creates huge data sets. And the example I have would be the Hadron Collider over in Geneva, Switzerland. They generate 1 gigabyte of data for every second that they're doing their experiments. To date, they have over 20 million gigabytes of data stored on over 30,000 pieces of tape. Media entertainment is a big business for us, and up there in Canada, there's a lot of production houses up there, and they're using LTO tape to store some of the digital files that they're creating for insurance purposes, but also to move data to their editing process right away so they can start their editing. Digital video surveillance is a big issue. A lot of municipalities are struggling with how do they hold on to all the videos taken by body-worn cameras, static cameras, cameras that might be at an intersection. I have a couple examples for you. For example, the Oakland, California Police Department, they generate about 7 terabytes of videos every single month. And in Duluth, Minnesota, they generate over 10,000 videos every single month. Now, if those videos are actually used in a court case, those videos may have to be held on to between 5 and 7 years as those court cases work through the process. So a lot of municipalities are struggling with how they're holding on to that data, and we'd offer that LTO tape as a great, inexpensive place to hold on to that data. Medical is a great place as well, generating huge files with their x-rays, etc. And then education, also developing a lot of needs for holding on to data for long periods of time. So if you're selling into any of these verticals, you're talking to your customers with difficulties of holding on to that data, LTO might be the right solution, and we'd love to talk to you about it. Now, I mentioned one of the biggest issues today, and that is ransomware. And we have a solution for that. We have the HPE Store Once, which is a great ransomware solution, but our LTO tape also provides an air gap. And just to give an idea of how big of an issue this is, ransomware cost Canadian businesses more than 2.3 billion Canadian dollars in 2020. That is to rebuild the data, to pay the ransoms, and the loss of time as well. We understand that Canadian businesses were attacked as many as 11 times a day in 2021, and the average cost of the downtime is $111,000 and can last as long as 21 days. So the idea here is to be able to protect that data, create that air gap. Once the data is on a piece of tape, it's unconnected from the network. The ransomware cannot see it. It cannot encrypt it. It will not impact it. So getting back to business again is as simple as doing a restore back from your tape. And believe me, there's a number of examples out there that are written about where companies decided not to pay the ransom because they felt comfortable they had their backups on tape and they just moved ahead with their business. Now, we're ending up getting close to the end here. Got a couple of slides left here, but I wanted to make sure you knew about a couple of promotions that we have going on. We do participate, engage, and grow. So selling the LTO media as well as the LTO tape drives and the libraries. There's some opportunities for engage and grow here. We also have a free tape promotion that's going on. And in this tape promotion, if you sell a tape library and half the media, we as HPE will give the end user the other half of the media free. And it's as simple as going down to the URL you see below. You fill in a form that qualifies you, you submit a receipt with the serial number for the MSL library, and then we will ship the media out of our own inventory right to the end user. Now, with the example of the MSL 6480 on the right side, if it was LTO 8, 40 pieces of media at MSRP is $4,600 free. So this is a really great opportunity for you guys to be able to sell this and have something to offer the end user. Now, just finishing up here, and I've got a couple of things here I want you to consider. LTO, when ransomware protection is important to your customer and they're looking for a way to be able to protect themselves, we can create an air gap, keep that data from being encrypted. If they have data protection that involves very large data volumes, LTO is probably the right solution for them. Keep in mind that 70% of applications is still on-prem, which means that data is on-prem as well and needs protected not only from maybe a virus, but also from a physical disaster, a fire, flood, hurricane that may destroy the building. Having the data back up on tape is a great way to get back and running again. And then data retention. If they have to hold on to data for a long period of time, 1+ years, at 0.003 cents per gigabyte for LTO, it's a great place to be able to hold on to that data. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Cindy if we don't have any questions. And again, my request to you guys, if this is of interest to you, if you see the customers that might be able to solve a problem with the LTO, give us a call. Be happy to help you. You can see my name and phone number down below.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. I'll just, oops.
And you have control?
All right. Okay. Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, perfect. All right. I just wanted, because I still had a muted sign up there, so I just wanted to make sure. So hello, everybody. Nice to get to spend a little bit of time with you. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about what's going on Aruba on the SMB side of the world. For those of you who aren't aware, so Aruba historically has been a very enterprise organization. So it's one of those situations where we have a product that we have brought to market in that SMB world, so that for all of those people who the enterprise product is just out of budget, it's out of, it's too complex, this is what we've brought into place. So the great thing is, though, we've created this from our enterprise product. So you're actually not losing anything. You're actually getting an enterprise grade hardware, enterprise grade software and security, but at an SMB price. So I want to kind of give you guys a quick overview on this. If there's any questions, let me know. We only have a few minutes today, so it's going to be quick. But if you want any more information, if you want to have a demo of the portal, just reach out to me or the Synex team after the call, and we're happy to jump on and do that anytime. As well, I am actually coming down to the East Coast in a few weeks. So if any of you are around and accepting visitors, please ping me. I would love to get the chance to come in and see you while I'm in town. Very excited to get back on the road after way too long sitting in my home office. So the reason we kind of created it, obviously all the SMB businesses have the same requirements as enterprise, and it's really not fair that they're asked to do the same with less. So we really wanted to make sure that for all of those people who need to have that ability to be mobile, the ability to have hybrid work environments, the ability to be online and digital, that we give them the opportunity as well. So we created this product line that is access points is what we came out with first. We then launched our 1930 series of switches to be able to support that. So you can have a wired and wireless network all within this portfolio. And we just this week announced our 1960s, which is a very high performance stackable switch series now within the small business world as well. So this, and we still have lots of great stuff coming early in 2022 to add to this portfolio. But this is really meant to be a unified management. This is managed on a cloud portal or a mobile app. And a really important factor, no licenses, no subscription fees, no cloud keys, none of the stuff that a lot of our competitors do offer or require. So when you buy that hardware, everything you need is good to go. So this is kind of the lineup of our access points to kind of give you that quick overview. Our 4 on the left being our traditional ceiling mounted access points. The AP22 is our Wi-Fi 6 certified access point. A very important clarification. A lot of our competitors have Wi-Fi 6 enabled access points. We actually go through the full certification process, which costs Aruba a lot of money, but it guarantees that we are hitting all of the global standards. The one in the middle, fantastic for sitting on a desk or a wall mount. It does have the 3 Ethernet ports on the bottom, so you can use it as a in router mode, and you can then use that to actually have a PoE available for other access points or a phone or a printer. And of course, our AP17 on the right, which is our outdoor access point. And they are tested in Canada, so they can take our winters and summers. And in fact, a great other data point is this entire portfolio is all created, built, tested in Canada. So all of this software, all R&D is done out of Montreal. So we're really proud that this global product is completely Canadian built. So then with our wireless, so a lot of you may be familiar with the original Office Connect, the HPE Office Connect switching series. So our 1930s we did announce last year, and like I say, the 1960 we have just announced this year or this week. So really enhancing that whole end-to-end switch series to make sure that no matter what kind of requirements you have, we're going to be able to meet those requirements. So with those 1960s, just a couple of quick data points. And just so you know, I do have this deck put together and in front of the Synex team. They have it in a PDF form that they're going to send to you after. And there are more slides behind this that I'm not going to show today that do have some great backup content as well for you. You know, but really important having that gigabit connectivity and having, you know, the Class 6 PoE support, being able to do stacking, and our stacking is available either traditional stacking or cloud-based stacking. So some really cool functionality that we have added into this portfolio series. I'm just going to skip by a couple of things I want to make sure we get to. Our 1930 switches definitely doing incredibly well in this area of the market. And we do have a lot of stock coming in the next 2 to 4 weeks, an important piece for all of us in this IT world with stock constraints that we're all dealing with. We have amazing amounts of stock coming in very shortly. We have been tight. The shelves are a little bit bare right now, but we have huge shipments coming in very soon. So these ones, layer 2 plus, layer 3 light, depending on how you want to look at it, but being able to manage those small businesses, being able to do all that VLAN support and all the things that you need to do. And again, managed either on the cloud or locally. You do have the option to do either or. And again, I'm just going to leave that in. Again, great content to just understand where is the difference and where would you want to move into the other one. Warranty is really important, and how we support our customer base is really important. You know, our access points do come with 2 years of warranty. Our switches come with a limited lifetime warranty, and that continues till 5 years after end of sale. So we really do stand behind these products. We also do, right out of the box, offer 90 days of 24/7 telephone support. And this is to the Aruba 1-800 number. This isn't an outsourced product line that we're, you know, an outsourced call center that we deal with. And this is done from, you know, from the date it's actually activated. This is an older slide, apologies. It's not from shipment date, it's from the day that gets activated. So you have 90 days of real live human backup support to make sure that install goes well. And again, from a pricing perspective, we just wanted you guys to have a quick glimpse onto where that is. So our 1930 switch is incredibly economical, from $177 for an 8 gig non-PoE to $1,200 for a 48 port full PoE switch. So we've really priced these well in the market to make sure that they are in the budget for your customers. The 1960, obviously they're a little bit higher price point, but a completely different market. But again, very well priced within that. So what we just wanted a couple of things, just so Aruba Instant On, super simple to manage, incredibly simple to install. I installed my network. That's always kind of the joke around ours. I didn't have to have my SE do it. But really being able to make sure that that is secure. No external appliances. We put in 2-factor authentication and some fantastic security features that we've added recently. But this is going to perform like any enterprise. It's going to be like the 500 series, you know, in the enterprise world. They are going to apply and do the same type of performance, but no fees, no gotchas. Once you buy it, it's yours. but you do have a company like Aruba and HPE standing behind your install. We're not just some little company that's going to disappear overnight. But one thing that's really important for us is that our partners make money. We want to make sure that this is a really valuable product for you to sell. It is a smaller price point, so we want to make sure that you are making great margin. We're very strict on our map, so there is nobody out there that's going to try to undercut you, but enabling you to be able to support your customers, make great upfront margin, have that competitive advantage. And we've put in new programs like our Action Partner Program. And I do have a link coming out to you after this as well to be able to sign up for this program. Not only does it give you a great one-stop spot to get your presentations, data sheets, trainings, certifications, all that kind of great content, but for every 10 switches you buy, you get a free one. For every 10 access points you buy, you get a free one. So another way that we're trying to make sure that you can make money selling this product and we're putting money back in your pocket. All of Instant On products are through the channel. We have no products that we sell direct. And that's a really important thing that we will stand beside. We are a channel company, we are a partner company, and that is really important to us. So this is a great way to get free units, and you can do what you want with them. You can sell them, you can give them away as gifts, you can have them as demo gear. They're yours that you've earned to then do with as you wish. And I made sure I am like right dead on time. So I wanted to thank you. But as I said, reach out for any support if you want to see a demo of the product, if you want to see, more info, more data sheets, reach out. And like I said, if you're in the Halifax or St. John's area, reach out to me. I would love to pop by your office and do it in person. Real live humans in 3D instead of this 1D world that we've been living in for almost 2 years. So thank you guys so much. Helene, I will turn it back to you to make sure that we stay on time and we're doing our job.
Thank you so much. And we do have a couple of questions. So if you want to ask questions, they are the Q&A, the question mark you see on the top screen to your right. And I do have a question. What is the cost of the server security mask and automation workshop?
Is that to you, Jeff? That's not.
Oh, sorry. Oh, for Jeff, I guess it was just written in the chat. I didn't see. Jeff, are you able to say what is the cost of the server security and automation workshop?
I'm not familiar with a security workshop.
Sorry. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put it in the email for the reply. So when we get questions, we can put them in emails, and when we find out the answer, we will send it to them. And it's the same for every session. They're recorded, so we can view them again. They will be available for a moment, and we have everybody's coordinates, obviously, for Cindy, for Jeff. If you want to reach out, if you want to have a meeting, a training, you can let our marketing people know, and we will reach out to them and coordinate for a meeting. Hey, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon.
Bye-bye.